What's up everybody, Brian Tong here to showcase some new TVs here from Samsung. We're gonna do some first looks, and when you look at this is Samsung's flagship OLED for 2025. This is the S95F. Now, here's a story. If you remember, S95D last year came out, and they had their OLED glare-free technology. And initially, people were a little skeptical about it, but over time last year, that really became one of the top TVs because of all the light that comes into your living room and homes where your TVs are. The OLED glare-free was incredible, and people are like, you know what, you still get those deep inky blacks, but you don't get that glare. So what did they do for 2025 with the S95F? They have improved the glare-free to make reflections and sunlight that hits it less perceptible, diffuses it even more while still keeping the great tech from OLED, dark, deep, inky blacks, bright, vibrant colors, right? You have pixel by pixel control, so you don't have any of that blooming. This is what this TV is about, the S95. Another thing, we won't know until we actually measure this later during our review, but this is also their brightest OLED TV, so they've increased the brightness for the S95 as well. We also showcased, if you look at one of my other videos, their flagship 8K mini LED, that's their Neo QLED TV. This TV also has their latest generation of AI processor. So what does that bring you? Well, we're talking about Samsung Vision AI. It's a collection of features, and yes, you're like, oh, AI, let me tell you, some of these are actually gonna be really useful. So we showcased it off in the QN990F, that is their flagship 8K TV, but we have something like click to search, where on your remote, while you're watching a movie or content, you hit that button and it shows you information about the movie, information about the actors and actresses in there and related content. That's part of this. We also played around with generative AI wallpapers. That is part of this, but another cool feature that I think is really neat, live translate. So that allows you, while you're watching a live broadcast, to have that translation happen on screen real time. Those are 3 of the key features. I also decided to plop my butt down on the couch over here and game on this. Now, you can plug in a game console, or you can even stream games directly through the Samsung OS. Don't judge the Wi-Fi here, because yeah, sometimes it might have been a little laggy or choppy. That's not gonna happen with a pure connection at home, but you can game on here. 165 Hertz refresh rate, that is gonna get you as buttery smooth as you need to if you wanna also game on this OLED display. If we're talking about sizes for the S95, it starts at 55, 65, 77 inches, and then largest ever for Samsung on an OLED. And remember, last year, 77 inches was the largest we've seen in any OLED. 83 inches will be available for the S95F. So that's gonna be impressive. I think this is gonna be one of the top TVs to look out for in 2025. Now, also down here, you see an all new sound bar. This is part of their Q series. This is the QS700F. This sound bar here has a lot of the tech that you expect Q Symphony, which can detect speakers in your room to build a surround sound system. It has a little double bass oomph. We have the subwoofer here that is part of this collection with this soundbar, and then also this ability to actively amplify voices. It's a feature that, let's say, like a truck siren or a vacuum is going off in your house, this will actually amplify the audio so you can hear it and not be distracted by that. One unique feature here about the QS700F, right? This soundbar itself, it has a gyro sensor inside, and why is that important? Well, you might not want to position this down here on your stand. Sometimes people will position their soundbar actually like above the TV. This gyro sensor detects where it's placed and then auto calibrates how the sound is output to optimize it for that position, whether it's below the TV coming straight up or if it's up high, and how it directs that sound. So this is a unique feature specific to this. That's the soundbar, this is the TV, and we're gonna show you one more cool thing, one more that is maybe geared towards design and lifestyle. Yes, the Samsung Frame Pro. New room, new TV, same place. This is, yes, the Samsung Frame Pro. Now, we know the Samsung Frame a few years ago really took over this new space, this new idea of a TV as being something that could integrate seamlessly into your living room, into your living space, and that is what we have here. This is the next generation of it, and what is new here? Well, first of all, the biggest thing, this is a Neo QLED display that is mini LED, so you're getting a brighter image, you're getting more vibrant colors, and a fine-tuned image that is just gonna look a lot better than what we saw from the previous Samsung Frame. This also has their anti-reflective with matte display. What this does is, if you look at a piece of art like this, it actually has this almost paper texture quality, and that contributes to this, right, blending into your home when you want to use this as an art frame, or when you want to watch TV, movies, and shows. That's also there, so you don't get those harsh reflections on this TV. Now, we just talked about viewing art on this with that anti-reflective display. I'm gonna take you over to the home here, and on the navigation bar, you'll see art. There's actually a Samsung art store that allows you to download different wallpapers from established artists, you have modern art, you have natural art, some of this more abstract art as well. This is all part of an ecosystem, and this art store also exists on all of the other 2025 TVs. Also, what needs to be thin? A piece of art, and guess what? This is the thinnest art TV on the market. It is nice and flush. Also, if you look here, right, the actual frame and design, these are magnetic frames that can attach and come off. So you see this is kind of like a gold metal finish. They have different plastic finishes, but it really allows it to be super versatile, pop right in and match the living space that you have. Now, when you also talk about versatility, how about this? 144 hertz refresh rate, so that allows all you gamers out there, really if you're plugging in a console, that's all you need, 120 hertz. So this is really one of the most versatile TVs, whether you're using it as an art frame, whether you're watching TVs or movies, or whether you're gaming. It is one of my favorite TVs for 2025, but there you go. This is a first look at, not only did we show you the S95F, we showed you the QS700F Sound Bar, and then this, the Samsung Frame Pro. Just remember, we'll be doing reviews down the road of these, but this is the first look of all the goodness you can get right here.